Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click the link below in order to find out more.
Success story. This will be from Guckleberry. So, Guckleberry says, "Hi and yes, I thought my story would be the perfect example of resistance through anger, bridge of events, and everything is you pushed out. Theory, and I hope it would inspire people who are trying to make things happen in their lives. I met my specific person in June 2016. We became good friends. Now I can see how the law of attraction works even when we are unaware of it. One evening at our friend's house, I looked at him and said to myself, wouldn't it be nice if we were a couple? Then I let it go, minded my own business and never thought of it again. 1 month later, on his birthday, I sent him a short text and message. As a reply, he asked me to go out for coffee. That day I felt the great bond between us. That 1 cup of coffee turned out to be 8 cups and we talked for 12 hours. Zzz, you must have been zzz by the end of it. The next day we started dating. Everything was too good to be true. We were seeing each other almost every day. When we couldn't, we were always on the phone. But then the fear of loss began to creep in and I lost control and everything started to fall apart. I lost my self-esteem, got jealous of every single female follower on his Instagram, picked up meaningless fights. I couldn't recognize myself and thought the relationship was toxic for both of us. So I wanted to break up. But as soon as we started to talk about it, he burst into tears and so did I. So we couldn't break up. 1 week later, we had a huge fight and broke up. It was February 2017. Even the word devastated can't explain how I felt at the time. I was lost. The more I felt lost, the more I became furious towards him. One day he told me that he had lost his faith in us. I thought that I had lost him forever. I waited for him to call or text for months, but of course that didn't happen. In my case, the pain of losing my best friend was greater than losing my boyfriend. All I did was blame him about everything. The truth is I wasn't loving myself, so I couldn't believe in his love for me. Months passed by. I wanted him back so bad, but couldn't get rid of my anger. Deep down I was broken, and anger was my coping mechanism. I cried every night and morning for 2 months. When we bumped into each other, he ignored me completely. He ignored my text, blocked me on social media. I was a train wreck. One day while I was researching about how to get your ex back, I came across Veronica Isles' channel. I saw her Get Your Ex Back in 25 Days program and thought I didn't have that time. 25 days was too long. But I tried anyways. It didn't work. Then I discovered your channel. I tried your Get Your Ex Back, Get a Text Message meditation for months. Of course, they didn't work neither because I was full of resistance through anger and lack of self-love. Without the right foundation, visualizing never works. Never. I watched every video of yours and learned a lot about self-love. In January 2018, I started to do self-love meditations and affirmations. I quit smoking. I started to eat clean and exercise, and I stopped checking him on social media completely. I was feeling very good about myself and ready to move on. I started dating a new guy who treated me just the way I treated my ex. Jealous, controlling, needy. He couldn't believe that I loved him because he didn't love himself at all. Then I found out he was seeing other women as well, but the most hurtful thing was he couldn't see my love and the things I did to make him happy. I ended up by breaking up with him because I couldn't take it anymore. Then I realized that I had made my ex feel the exact same feelings that guy made me feel. That very moment I understood why he had walked away, because he was tired of trying and broken, and the anger was just gone. Once the anger was gone, I started to manifest miracles in my life. Last month I decided to call him, but this time it was an inspired action. I can't explain that urge to call, but you know for sure when it's an inspired action. I called him without any expectations. All I wanted to make sure was a pure apology and wished him the best and nothing more. I thought the call wouldn't last more than 5 minutes, but after 30 minutes on the phone, we decided to see each other. 2 days later, after we met for a drink, I was very relaxed, but his hands were shaking for the first hour, and again we couldn't stop talking till the next morning. He kissed me and I felt like I was home again after a very long trip. But the fear of losing him again stopped me going any further. I felt that he was feeling the same and he pulled himself back. We continued to hang out like nothing had happened. I let him go and focused on my work. I thanked the universe every day that we weren't on bad terms anymore, and whenever I saw a photo of him on social media, I smiled genuinely, and I figured out it was a great way to send love They really feel it. 2 weeks later, he called me out of the blue just to ask how I was doing. We met 2 days later, and this time we went to the places that we used to go to all the time as a couple. That night we slept together. We were both scared of the same things would happen, so I can't say it was perfect. But yes, every single thing I visualized for months before letting go came true. The next morning we went out to have breakfast and we talked about everything but the previous night. Our dreams, our insecurities, our failures, what we wanted and don't want in our lives. We shared secrets with each other, laughed, gave advices about the problems in our daily lives. I wasn't sure about my romantic feelings towards him anymore, but I was 100% sure that he was my very best friend. My favorite person. I wanted him to stay in my life forever. Again, for 8 hours we talked and talked. The next day all I was thinking about was that night. I didn't want it to ruin our strong bond. I knew we both had fears coming from our previous romantic relationship. Now that I knew everyone and everything is you pushed out, I felt that I had more inner work to do, and I didn't want the fear to hold us back from what we could have in the future. So I called him to talk about it. He said he was thinking about it all the time. He asked how I was feeling. I was scared. I realized that I had more work to do before having a romantic relationship with him. Yes, I learned a lot of things from the past, but I still felt like I needed to focus on myself and my self-love. So I told him that I didn't want to rush things again and to get romantically involved right away. He said the exact things I wanted to hear. You're the only person I can talk to for hours without getting bored, and the only person whom I can share anything with. We have great communication and this bond between us, and I want you in my life forever, beside me. I want to be able to call you or text you without any second thoughts when something bad or good happens. I want to call you and share it with you. I'm too scared to lose you again. We were on the same page. We were feeling exactly the same things for each other. I felt a great relief. He even asked me to go out for dinner when he comes back from his business trip. Things are great now. I know that things will continue to unfold because I now trust the universe. I still do the meditations, mostly self-love. Now I'm sure that if we don't get what we want, it's because there is resistance and wrong beliefs. And as long as we're too attached to the things we want, we will never manifest them. Do the inner work. Put yourself first. Love yourself first. Be happy with yourself first. Trust the universe, and you will not recognize your life. It's a miracle that he's back in my life. The man who ignored me for months is now willing to be a part of my life. If that happened, I'm sure everything is possible. Don't lose faith, and remember the first step to change your reality is to change yourself. I hope my story can inspire people. Thank you for your meaningful work, Agnes. None of this would have happened without you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and lots of love. Guckleberry, thank you. I love a good story. I love when people get back together. It's wonderful and special, but I think the real jewel is that people find themselves and connect with themselves and feel amazing about themselves. I think that to me is just a real treasure. Now, there's a young man, Piotr, who sent me a wonderful YouTube, Abe Hicks, and I'm going to put it down below for you to have a look at, because it's always good to get a new video or YouTube to watch. And those that send them in to me, it's great because I know then that it is a good one and that you've resonated with it. So I'm going to post that up. And lots of love. And I will be announcing the Q&As, the 3 free Q&As for September in the next 24 to 48 hours. I just got to work out the times, and I'm still jet lagged, and I'll probably make mistakes today, so I'm not going to do it today, but I will do it soon. Okay?